This is the HKS lever lock. I call it the HKS because I don't know how to pronounce the name of it. But whatever's in the title is what it is. So that key obviously turns the levers, set the levers, and then this up here will retract the bolt. Obviously without the lever set, it's locked. Can't retract the bolt. There is no way to tension this lock from the keyway. If I get it picked, then I'll obviously show the inside and how it works. I'm going to use this 2-in-1 that I made just for this lock. Let's see if I can get this in here. Just to compress the levers. Alright, so it's locked. Got this tape around it because the sides are open. So I just taped off all view to the levers. And I'll just get started. And there we go. All right, so this is a very tricky lock to pick. I got to take this thing out. But there, it's open. I'm gonna get this thing gutted. Have a look inside. This thing is so massive. It was too much for even the pan of ice. I had to counterbalance it with this roll of lead. Let's get that out of the way. All right. Try to do this. Show everything the best I can. So everything was completely taped off just so I couldn't see it. Go ahead and take this tape off. Take this off and try to explain how this thing works. Actually, a really well made lock. I've never seen one of these before, but as soon as I saw it, I knew it was going to be a difficult lock to pick. So I'm going to leave it picked while I gut it. Even keep these screws, make sure they go back in the same holes. All right, so it's a double stump. See, it's picked. I'll go ahead and I'm going to lock it back up just to show that the key still works. Got to have this thing lined up just right. All right. Get that out of the way. All right, so these levers, obviously it's double stump. So if you overset just a little bit, it's going to block. The other side of the lever blocks the other stump. There's also false gate notches on it. And you can see that these levers are sprung from opposite sides. So for one thing, the tolerances are excellent. I mean, Cromer level tolerances in this thing, just immaculate. So you can't get anything to bind. Nothing binds, because if you lift a lever, another lever is going to be hitting against this side of the stump. And the way these levers are designed, even when you go to set it, it kind of pushes that stump just a little bit, just enough to want to drop everything else. So I couldn't get anything out of it. I tried for a little bit, not for very long after I saw what was going on, but just to tension up here and then just to set them, but you don't get anywhere. And then if you just try to tension the lever pack alone, they're sprung from different sides. So when you set one, you get one lever, you know, to where it needs to be. Well, as soon as you move the lever in front of it, because it has to go the other way, it pushes that lever back. So they don't stay set even with compressing the levers. So, I mean, really, basically what I did was pretty much dialing it. I mean, there were some levers you could tell where, you know, where that other stump was, but not for all of them. But that's the only way that I really could find to pick this thing and get these out, and just put a couple in and kind of try to demonstrate it. So there's the first lever. So those were sprung from the same side. This one sprung from the opposite side. This is the third lever. There's 9 levers in here. There's the fourth lever. They've all got this false gate. There's the fifth lever. And number 6. Oops, that's the wrong one. Seven. Eight. And lever 9. So I'm going to put a couple of these back in. I guess before I do, there's the back side. There's the tensioner that just fell out. So that's how that works. There's both the stumps. All right, I'll put a couple of these back in here. So that lever 9 is sprung from the right side. This one is sprung from the left. And this one sprung from the left. So there, it's locked up. So if you go to tension it, lever 9 is loose. There's 8. Lever 8 was binding a little bit, so there, that's loose. Lever 9 is still loose. Lever 7 was binding a little bit. There's 8, 7. Nothing on 9. Nothing on 8. Nothing on 7. So it's at a point here where there's literally nothing binding. And I've got really hard tension on here. It's about as hard as I can turn this thing. And everything is just loose. As soon as you move a lever, another one's binding. That's what I mean. The tolerances in this are insane I mean, there's not, everything is just loose. It gets to the point where just there's nothing. There's literally nothing binding at all. So I played with it for about this long before I decided that I wasn't going to try to pick it that way. So I didn't try for a long time. And then if you try to compress these, see, I'm compressing it. I had 9 set, but as soon as I move 8, 9 goes back up because they are sprung from different sides. I think you can probably see that. So there's 9. My hand in the way. So there's 9. As soon as you move 8, 9 goes back up. So with them being sprung from different sides, that obviously poses an issue. So I just used the 2-in-1 that I made. I just used tubing, cut the end of it, and then bent that piece because I needed something really thin so that I could get both of these on the same lever. And then you have to, got it slipping off. You got to move one, and then this thing is, put it in the wrong way, but there we go. So you got to move one, hold it there. While you move the other, it's slipping off. When these are compressed, it's easier there. So, well, you get the idea. You got to move one, hold it in place with one, and then set the one in front of it with the other pick tip, and then just keep working your way out the lock, and always hold the one behind it while you're manipulating the lever in front of it. And you got to be dead on. There's no forgiveness if you're just a little bit off. It's a very, very unforgiving lock. So anyway, yeah, I experimented with this for about as long as I've showed it here in this video, trying to see if there was any way to pick this thing. But as you can see, just everything is, what gets to a point, they bind for a minute, but then once they get to there, they stop binding, and everything is just loose. So I don't know. If I play with it longer, I don't know, maybe figure something else out with it. But as soon as I saw that, I wasn't gonna spin my wheels and waste my time. So if, you know, obviously you need 2 hands to manipulate the pick, like I was doing. So you have to just try to get it where you think it is, and then test it. The only other thing that probably would have worked out a little better is if I had a different tensioner, made something else that kind of sat like that when it was in the slot, and you can hang something from it as a weight to apply tension to get a little more feedback from it. That probably would have been easier, but I was just trying to get this thing as quick as I could just to get it open. So that's the one thing that I probably would do differently if I was going to try it again, to try to tension this and apply. Still have to compress the levers. You know, if you were to tension it without compressing the levers, I guess it would be possible to still use a 2-in-1 where you have to manipulate you know, two levers at the same time still. But if you had something you could hang on here to put tension on the bolt, then you may not need to compress the lever pack. I could see that would probably work, but you'd still have to manipulate two levers at the same time. I don't think there's any way to really pick this with just applying tension and one picking here to manipulate the levers. Didn't appear like it to me anyway. So it's about all I can really think of to say about it. I don't know if there's any other markings on here. There, serial number. But yeah, I'll have to look up the name of this lock again and put it in the title because I do not know how to pronounce it. Back side of the cover plate. And I can't quite make out what it says there on the key. Sure, you're not going to be able to see it in the video because I can't even see it. I can't even make it out here in person. I'd have to, maybe with a magnifying glass. But anyway, that's the HKS lever lock. And huge thank you to Trevor for sending this over. It was very kind, very generous. I greatly appreciate it very much for the opportunity. So thank you very much.